And welcome to Sugar Talk with Dr. K. Gene Lucas. Good morning, doctor. How are you?
Good morning, I'm great.
It's good to have you in here. Of course, brought to you by Diabetes and Endocrinology Consultants. And you can call the 800 number or 247-7282 or 353-4674 if you'd like to ask a question. So what are we talking about today?
We're talking about diabetes school today, since it's coming up this Saturday in Swansboro at the Rotary Civic Center.
New location?
Taking on the road, and we're going to have better snacks. I was just informed that a famous Chef Smoke,
Yes, that's
will
right.
be cooking these snacks for diabetes school.
Doing a demonstration there too. That's cool. That's cool. So, but diabetes school is comprehensive. I mean, you do a lot of things in the
Yeah, we do
short
more
period
than
of time.
just eat.
Yeah. All right, tell us again. It's going to be the Rotary Civic Center this coming Saturday, right?
Yes, from 8:30 to 12:30.
Okay.
We cover pretty much all the general information on diabetes. I think there's a lot of misinformation out there. So this is a way of teaching people all about diabetes in a comprehensive manner. They'll have time to ask questions about things that they don't understand or things they've always wondered about. It's amazing how many people have diabetes for a long time and they think they know something and they don't really. And they admit it most of the time.
You know, I've had more extensive conversations over just this weekend about diabetes. I've had in a long time. People that don't understand the role of protein, about heart disease, about kidneys, all those things that are affected. It's amazing, and those things I've learned on this show.
Well, and the internet probably could help, but may not help if you're reading the wrong things. So you try to read the right things, but still there's only basic information a lot of times, not any in-depth information about it. So I think this is a comprehensive course. I teach it. We have a dietitian who's also a certified diabetes educator coming in talking about the food part.
Okay, well, let's talk about, you mentioned about people that have questions that have had it for a long time. So not just diabetics, though, should attend.
No, I think the people that need to go are the ones that need to know about diabetes. I mean, parents, people with diabetes or siblings or spouses. A lot of people go that are worried about themselves actually getting diabetes. If they're at risk for diabetes, if you have two parents or one parent that has diabetes, you're going to be worried about you getting diabetes. So we also go over a lot of prevention and what are the first signs of any kind of problems that you might have before you get diabetes.
Okay. All right. Now, what about as far as attending the school? Are there any things that people need to prepare or bring forward? Or?
No, they just need to bring themselves. If they want to bring their meter to check it out with our meter, we'll have meters to check the blood sugar if there's any low blood sugars during the talk. Some people are surprised when they eat breakfast and they come to the school and then get their blood sugar checked, how high it is depending on what they've eaten. So we'll have staff there to help them out with that, with checking their blood sugar if they need to.
Is there an area where people are perhaps more confused than other areas? I mean, what's a common question that comes up?
Well, they're all confused about food supplements. That's always a big thing. They're really not foods, that are really drugs that are sold over the counter without any kind of studies behind them. And they're confused a little about, the things they read on the internet about curing diabetes and reading books about how to cure diabetes and things like that.
Right. Instead of treating it and understanding
Yeah,
its chronic
because they don't really want to do that, take a bunch of pills, But it's a genetic problem, and a genetic problem, unless you change your genes, which we're not able to do right now, and there's 300 different types of genes that cause diabetes, so it's sort of hard to figure that out, at least type 2 diabetes. And then type 1 is not a genetic disease. Type 1 is where a lot of the research is going to try to cure that, but it's just really difficult. So I think people learn a lot more about it if they can ask questions too, instead of just reading something and not knowing whether it's accurate or not.
It must be true. It's on the internet. It's true. That's right. So, what kind of walk us through the day? Again, it's coming up this Saturday at the Rotary Civic Center. So, what all?
So we start off talking about what is diabetes and how it gets diagnosed and what are the precursors. What is pre-diabetes, which is a definite definition, not borderline. Borderline diabetes has no meaning. Pre-diabetes is defined a certain way. Diabetes is defined a certain way. So you need to know what that is so that you'll know what the numbers are. And then the types of diabetes, type 1, type 2, gestational diabetes. We go over that. We go over treatment, all the different treatments. There's so many now. Every time I do this school, I have to add to my slides about the new medications for diabetes. So it's going wild right now, trying to keep up with all those names of the medicines and how to pronounce them. So we'll go over the pronunciation key for the different medicines.
That's good. Yeah. That could take an hour. But also with diabetes, so many people have other complications. You've talked about being a heart disease equivalent. You may have a kidney issues. You may have other things going on. You talk about
and
those
we talk
things.
about those. We talk about the complications. I used to end the diabetes school with complications, and I'm like, that's a downer. So I'll just put that early and get it over with.
Yeah.
So we talk about what A1C, hemoglobin A1C is, what it means, and how that coincides with complications of diabetes. So we talk about all the different systems that are affected by diabetes. We talk about monitoring the blood sugar and why you should do it and what the numbers mean and how often you should do it and what time of day you should do it. So we go over that. We talk about our clinical research program in diabetes and how you can get involved with that.
Okay, and of course nutrition. Again, you're going to have a demonstration even, but that'll be coming up in diabetes school again. You go to beachdoctor.com and find out more about it. If you can't come to the one this Saturday, there are going to be others, so you can go and look at the list online at beachdoctor.com or call 222-5700 to get more information. And we'll have more with Dr. K.G. Lucas from Diabetes Endocrinology right after this. Hey, welcome back here on Coastal Daybreak on the Talk Station, FM 107 and AM 1240. We're talking about diabetes school today here on Sugar Talk with Dr. K.G. Lucas from Diabetes Endocrinology Consultants. And I mentioned at the end when we went to the break about nutrition. Again, that plays a big part. Obviously, you have to talk about that with diabetes school.
Yeah, and I think Catherine Tate is the speaker, and she's pretty funny as far as talking about food. She has good cartoons. So she's talking about proteins and fats and carbs and what you should look for and how you should plan your food if you have diabetes. And then we'll have a cooking demonstration. We also have other schools coming up if people don't live near Swansboro for this one because we're going on the road this year. So New Bern will be June 4th, and then the aquarium, Pine Knoll Shores, will be October 15th. So you can sign up for any school at our website.
So this is pretty exciting. I mean, to take it on the road because you were having it in one place for a while, and they were always well attended, right? So
yeah, I think other people. It's sort of nice to go other places and get a new crowd of people that couldn't make it, to come to the history place.
Yeah, and so how many will you be accommodating, or will you usually have?
I don't know how many. We have about 60 or 70 signed up.
Okay.
It depends on the weather. If the weather's bad, more people will come.
Okay. A fair weather phrase. But this is a opportunity though for people to also to ask questions, and then they also to have some take-home materials too.
Yeah, if they need to. We don't usually hand out anything because it's a lot of it's on our website, or you can request the information. But I think the main thing is to learn about diabetes in a comprehensive manner that's not too hard to understand, and if they have questions they can ask right then.
Do you find that people will? I mean, they're most of the people who are there obviously have a connection to diabetes in one fashion or another, but sometimes people are afraid to ask questions.
Some of them they get going, and I have to cut my talk short. So I've tried to really lower the amount I say and try to get them more interactive, and they pay attention and stay awake that way.
Yeah. And then you also bring in those, we talked about the complications, but you bring in all the aspects. So if people want to sign up, they go to the website, the best place? Or?
Yeah, that's the best place.
All
They
right.
can also call the office if they want to.
Again, 252-222-5700 if you want to call, and online at beachdoctor.com. So sign up for Diabetes School from Diabetes and Endocrinology Consultants. And Dr. Lucas, thanks for being with us.
Okay,
We'll see you
thanks.
next time.